Hey everybody, I just want to first of all thank everybody for watching this video. If you end up watching this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my own testimony for my own life. I felt like kind of on my heart that I need to talk about it. Maybe I'll help somebody out there. Maybe they'll go going through the same stuff that I went through, and I just want you to know there's light on the other side. So let me just start with saying that I didn't have a terrible life. I had a loving mother. Um, she taught me in nice, godly ways. That doesn't always mean that bad stuff's not going to happen to you. Doesn't mean you're going to make great choices all the time. I didn't make great choices in my life for a long time. Um, by the age of 19, I started using drugs. I ended up using drugs for 6 years. I actually quit around the time that my mom died. I realized that I need to do something better with my life. I missed all that time I could have been spending with her, um, using and having something use me, and it was not good. I just want people to know out there that I've been diagnosed with mental disorders. I've been diagnosed with um, bipolar, psychotic, depressant, antisocial personality disorder, with a paranoid mindset. And for a while, that defined who I was. I thought, well, I have all these problems, and this must be who I am. And I never took the time to realize that, hey, that's not me. That's not what I was made to be. That's not who I should define myself as. Um, I got into Christianity real good, and I just want everybody to know that you're going to define yourself by what you find important. If you find celebrities important, you're going to define yourself on how much you like that celebrity, how much money you can make, how good you can dress, um, what kind of fly chick you can get, what kind of fly guy you can get. You're gonna be going off all this stuff by worldly manners because you want to be like these other people. Okay, and I'm going to tell you that that's empty. You don't want to be like other people because we're all worldly people. We're all human. We're all sinners. We're born into sin. But Jesus came and died for us. So he paved the way for us to becoming to God. Um, and I mean, in the big scheme of things, God created us is He created us in His image. Genesis 1:27 says that so God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God, He created a male and female. He created. So you got to think that if we're created in His image and God's an Almighty being, we're very special people. Okay, but you don't realize that. You don't realize who you are or what you can be until you start judging yourself off of what God thinks you are instead of what everything else thinks you are. You got to stop worrying about all the stuff that you have and all the stuff that you've done because that's not who you are. You're washed clean when you ask Jesus in your life and you ask for forgiveness. You're washed clean. You start over. You become a new being. It says that you become a new being once you enter your life. And I can tell you firsthand that that's the story. It was not an overnight thing. I did not switch overnight from what I was to what I am now. But I do know that I have a father who's always looking out for me. He always loves me. It's not a choosing thing. He has unconditional love, and that was a real hard thing for me to understand, until just recently. But the big thing that I really wanted to share tonight is I thought that maybe there might be some people out there who are struggling with some difficulties in life, and I just want you to know not to define yourself by what you're going through. You are not what you are going through. You are not your problems. You are not your concerns. You are not the bad stuff of this world. You are created in God's image. You are powerful. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You're everything good. And until you can get your mindset on the fact that you're good, it's going to be real hard for you to ever think that you are. And I just want you to know that you are. And that if someone like me can come from where I came from and doing what I did and get to the point to where I am now, that anybody else out there can do the same thing. And I just want you all to know that I'm praying for people daily, and I think that God moves in great ways. I think you have to allow Him to let Him. You have to allow Him to help you change your own life. But again, you have to be focused on what God thinks of you, and not so much of what you think of you in a worldly fashion. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about what car you drive. It's not about what house you live in. It's not about what kind of shoes you have, what kind of clothes you're wearing. You know, that might make you feel good about yourself, but in the end, God doesn't care if you're wearing Nikes or if you're wearing shoes from the dollar store. I know they don't have shoes at the dollar store, but he doesn't care. That's not what he cares about. And once you can get that mindset and once you can grasp your head around that, you'll start to love yourself more. You'll start to care about yourself more. You'll start to care about other people more. You'll start caring and looking at other people and other things in a completely different manner than you're used to. Okay, and like I said before, I was using drugs and I just saw people as money before. Okay, that's all I saw them as. They were money. I don't see that anymore at all. Okay, every single person now that I see, I think, are they saved? And how can I save them? What can I do to show them through me that God's real? What can I do to demonstrate God's love? And how can I end up sharing it? And that's, I think, part of the reason why I'm wanting to make a video like this, because I want to get the word out there. I want people to know that it doesn't matter where you are. If you're homeless and using drugs like I was, or if you're on the top of the ladder of people standards and you have money and everything, it doesn't matter. Wherever you're at, if you can just stop, take a minute, and think about what's really important in life. What's really important is doing God's word and loving yourself doing it. And it's really, like I said, it's really, really hard to do that when you can't focus on who you are inside. And you know, with the depression and the anxiety and everything like that, I've thought myself down a lot. Okay, I've thought down a lot about people. I've thought down a lot about things. And I can tell you that you can't start looking up until you start thinking up. Your thoughts are going to control how you feel. Okay, and that's why I'm also posting this, because mental health and your thoughts and your emotions have a lot to do with your health. People don't understand that everything's kind of interconnected. Okay, you can be the healthiest person in the world, eating the best food, and if you're depressed and sad and angry all day and anxious all day, you are messing up your central nervous system. You're never letting your parasympathetic nervous system come back and repair it because you're stressed out all the time. You will get sick. You will get diseases, because disease and sickness thrive in an acidic state of your body. And that's what happens when you stress out and you're depressed and you're anxious and you're worried all the time. And that's another reason why I'm just trying to show people that I'm not trying to push faith on anybody. Okay, I do believe there's God, and I believe that that's the ultimate religion is Christianity and a relationship with Jesus Christ. But I'm not saying go out and become Christians. That's not what this video is about. I want to try to help people with their mental health. I want them to understand that without it, have the best food in the world, but if you can't keep your mental health good, you're not going to enjoy life. And I'll tell you that firsthand, because I lived a lot of years without it. I've been diagnosed with all this for over 7 years, and I'm telling you, it's better now than it was, because I've focused on who God thinks I am instead of who I think I am, or who the doctor who diagnosed me thinks I am, or who the person on the street thinks I am. Because in the end, any of those judgments of the people who are here, be it me, be it the doctor, be it the person on the street, be it anybody, it doesn't matter, because God knows who you are and God knows who your heart is, and that's what ultimately matters. So that's what I was saying with the fact that I was so focused on worldly things that it made me upset, made me mad with life. And I was unhealthy. I didn't care. But now it's completely different. Now I'm trying to find alternative ways, because I think that there's a lot of stuff that we could be doing with our bodies and with our food and with our minds and with exercise and just the proper nutrition that can help change you from the person who I was to the person who I am now. And I hope that this video can get out to somebody somewhere and help them out. I hope this helps somebody out, because that's why I'm making videos like this. I want to be helping people out who are having problems like I did, because I still struggle with a lot of the mental health issues, and there's still a daily struggle. But when you focus on a bigger picture, it can really help you understand that it's not stuff here that matters. It's not the anger that you want to lash out and hurt something, hurt somebody, hurt yourself. You don't want to do that, because that's a situational emotion. Okay, that's just what's going on right now. You have to look at the big picture. You have to take a step back and understand that life is like a gift, and what you have, you don't want to waste. Okay, I wasted a lot of years with the mental health and with the addiction and the drug use and the drinking. Okay, I made a lot of years of that, and I'm not going back to that because I'm a new person now. And that was with the help of Jesus Christ. That was with the help of my faith. That was with the help of my family, with people praying, and with my change in exercise, with my change in diet, and my change in the thought of how I needed to work to deal with this stuff. I was on medication for my psychotic and my depression and my bipolar. Okay, I took medication, and yeah, they worked fantastic. Okay, it nulls you out to the point to where you don't even feel. So yeah, it helps, but it doesn't get down to the root core. All it does is mask your symptoms. And I'm not saying that this is the same story for everybody, because some people, they might want to use the medication. They might find it too difficult. And you know what? I'm sorry you're going through something that difficult. I really am. But I think that people are too quick to jump and too quick to just want to try to fix it now and not try to take time and make it better over time. Okay, God didn't make everything in one day, so you can't expect to fix everything in one day. I mean, if He can't do all that in one day, which He could, but He didn't, we can't fix ourselves like that. Okay, but it seems like everybody nowadays just wants everything like this, but that's not how it works. Okay, it takes time. You need to do your research. You need to look into stuff. You can, instead of taking that medication, you know what? Get some exercise. Try to fix your thoughts. Okay, because your thoughts are going to bring in depression. It's going to bring the anxiety. It's going to bring all of that, and that is exhausting. It makes you exhausted. It makes you tired. It makes you cranky. It makes you upset. And I understand this. So you need to try to fix your thoughts, and you need to try to fix your food. You need to get focused on what you want to be. What do you want to judge yourself by? You want to judge yourself by something here on the world? You want to judge yourself by money, by fame, by popularity? Or you want to judge yourself on a higher level of who you are and who God thinks you are? Or who you are and who, whatever power you think it is, thinks you are, okay? The main point of this is just to tell people that you make who you are, okay? No one makes you you. Your money doesn't make you, your fame doesn't make you, your cars don't make you, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, wife don't make you. You make you. And I just hope that everybody can understand that you got to focus on a bigger picture in order to be happy with yourself, in order to be happy with life. And I know that if people see this, there's probably going to be a lot of people that disagree with me, but this is just my testimony to tell you where I came from, because I felt like I need to get it off my chest. I think that a story like mine can help somebody who's going through the same thing, who might be having mental health issues, who might be having addiction issues, who might be drinking all the time and thinking down about themselves. I didn't finish high school. I was addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, homeless, okay, not enough gas money to drive the van I was living in anywhere, okay. Went from that to what I have now. Thanks to the loving grace of God, thanks to my wife helping me, and thanks to us wanting something more, something better with life. Okay, I'm halfway done with my AA degree, my psychology. I have a 4.0 GPA, and I had planned on becoming an addiction and substance abuse psychiatrist in order to understand myself better, understand why and what happened, and to try to get other people off of that and focus on God, focus on family, focus on something better than what they were focused on. So I do not believe I'm going to continue doing that. I feel like I'm going in a different direction now because I have a second son on the way, and I have a 4-year-old, almost 4-year-old son now. And to become a doctor, I think it would take too much of my father figure and husband roles away from me, and I don't want to do that to my family. If God tells me differently, then that's the way I'm going to go. But it's all about progress. I'm starting school back up next term. It's just about going in the right direction, making the right choices, making the right friends. There was a lot of people I had to cut ties with because they're not good for me. I pray for them. I'll see how they're doing every now and then. I'll invite them to church, but you don't want to hang out with people because what you're around and what you find important is what's going to define you. If you're around people who party all the time, if you're around people who do drugs all the time, you're going to be judging yourself and showing yourself what you find important, because what you put your time into and what you put your effort into is what you find important. Whether you believe that or not, that's what you find important, because we all know we only have a certain amount of time on this world. So if you have this much time, okay, and you spend even this much time, that's still part of your entire time that you have. So you only have a certain amount of time. So what you put your time into, you find important. Okay, so you need to realize that, and you need to focus your efforts on something that you find important, that you think will do something good. So I just hope that this can reach anybody. I'm just hoping that this can go out there and help somebody, anybody at all, because that's all I want to do with this video. I just want to maybe help one person just find inside themselves that they need to focus on something bigger. So I thank everybody for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can definitely write them below. Whether it be good or bad, I'll respond to every single one. But thank you for listening to my testimony. I hope you all have a great night. Thanks again.